Here we go. This is going to be the last series of the day. This will conclude round one. It's going to be Krux, one of our two finalists in Act 1 of Violent Ends, playing as Beta here in the top right, as usual, of course. And his opponent is going to be NobodyYouKnow. I think that's another streamer playing as humans here in the bottom left and going with a very greedy double refinery opening. And no, you cannot show the resources on this map, sadly. On the mini-map. You can on the screen, sadly. But, oh well, just have to live with it. One factory here from Krux being produced. And the second refinery will continue there in NobodyYouKnow's base. I think double refinery humans are vulnerable to a double factory stalker all-in proxy, but I don't think Krux is going to do that. I've never seen him do anything like that. But he is going to throw up a wall here by this extractor, and it's actually a little weird to see the first refinery extractor go up on the expansion rather than in the spawn. And I almost wonder if Krux is going to try to punish that decision. Commandos are amassing here in Krux's base, and his tower will complete. Commando hops in, and the commando will destroy the extractor eventually if he shoots at it, but he's actually going to automatically fire at harvesters intermittently, which is actually going to slow down that process even more. So basically this doesn't really do anything until reinforcements arrive. We do have two commandos making their way down. Moving in pairs will allow them to get down here without being picked off by the scouting trident. And Krux is getting himself a second refinery now. So no early aggression from Krux, just going to macro up. And now that there are 3 commandos here, that will be sufficient to take out harvesters. So that will completely shut down that refinery, and he'll be operating on only 1 refinery now. He does have 3 factories built, but he'll only be able to effectively produce out of 2 of them, with 3 commandos interrupting his refinery, although that extractor actually just moved over here to the left, so those commandos will have to reposition a little bit to continue their harassment of the human economy. We do have a second factory going up here, as well as a small hub, which just completed. Nothing is being thrown on just yet, though. So, probably going to be going for a third refinery quite early there. Human player also going for a third refinery pretty early. Artillery attachment and factory going up on that small hub, and another small hub is going up. So Krux is actually holding off on his third refinery for quite a while here as he gets quite a bit of production going in his base. He's got quite a few forces standing here on this hill. And tridents are making their way across the southeast to scout out that area and make sure there are no proxies going up. Looks like he really wants to make sure that his opponent is not proxying anywhere. He's doing a good job of scouting the extensions with those tridents to make sure that there aren't any, and since he has no air attachment yet, he's going to soon. He pretty much has to rely on tridents at this stage of the game to do any scouting for him, but he will be able to produce monitors very shortly, and Krux is continuing to just mass troops here on the ramp in case of an early tier 1 push by the human. And there's the third refinery, finally goes up here in a pretty safe location in his base, and the extractor is going to go on the extension there. And the medium hub is also about to complete, and from that I'm expecting some sort of large factory with 2 attachments, maybe hailstorms, or maybe nimbuses. Krux's troops are actually being recalled back towards the base. Tank attachment going, nope, cancelled it. He does see a Trident scouting his current base, so nice scout. Took a wide path there by NobodyYouKnow to see what was going on. Krux is kind of losing a commando over here on the left side that I don't think he was watching. Trident will easily win that, but the scouting Trident does get taken out there. But otherwise, it was a very nice scout by NobodyYouKnow. He's well aware of everything Krux is building, got a pretty good vision, and his attachments are all about to complete. Air, tank, artillery, and stealth. He has purchased all 4 on 3 factories, so that's going to give him access to howitzers from this, lancers from... What's happening? That was weird. Okay, lancers from this factory, and scythes from this one. As well as, of course, tanks and monitors and other things that only require 1 attachment from all of the various factories. And now that he has hailstorm support, he is making his way towards his opponent's base again, try and get some economic harassment done. That Trident that was scouting there in the north was making its way back to the base and gets taken out. And we do have a pretty aggressive extractor over there. And if Krux were to notice that, that would definitely be a problem. Hailstorm and commandos start to engage this extractor over here. He's also got a wall turret going up. A pretty decent sized force of tier 1 units is making its way to counter, but with that hailstorm there, it's going to be very important for him to split, and even if he splits quite nicely, I'm not sure he's going to be able to beat a force of this size. The wall turret is about to complete, and the extractor is completely destroyed. Krux is massing a new army here in his base, and we've also got a 4th refinery on the way, as well as air and artillery, so nimbuses and also hailstorms, potentially cloudbursts, coming out of that large factory when it completes. Howitzer has been produced here, and that's going to... oh, and an artillery sentinel. So howitzer and artillery sentinel should be enough to convince Krux to back off a little bit, but he has thrown a wall up on the resource spigot there, so it's going to be annoying for his opponent to try to get an extractor back up in that location. Krux's 4th refinery has completed, and he's starting to ramp up production a little bit here in his base. And as for the human, we're still operating on 4 refineries, throwing up some more sentinels. He has a large factory here with air, artillery, and stealth going up on it. And that's all 4 attachments, so we may be seeing an alpha this game. But it's definitely a little early to be trying to get one of those. And I think Krux will have no problem punishing that if he really sinks that much resources and PopCap into an epic at this stage of the game. But of course, having all 4 attachments available on that large factory also means that he's going to be able to make any unit that he wants out of that factory, so it'll be very versatile. Krux is kind of looking for opportunities over here on the left. His wall towers are giving him vision. You can also kind of see the harvester lines. Where are they going? Like, why are they circling all the way around the left? That's so weird. Oh! Oh, I know why. It's because the placement of all of his buildings and sentinels has actually blocked his harvesters from moving through the shortest path, and he's actually pathing all the way around this mountain. That's kind of a bit of a mistake by him. I think he should really move some of his turrets to allow his harvesters to path a much safer direction. Look at this. Krux is getting so much free economic harassment just because of the way he built his base. This is a serious problem, and he should definitely do something about it. He is losing so much money for no reason. Oh, jeez. The attachments have completed on this large factory, but it's not really producing anything else. There are AA sentinels over here, so Krux should probably be careful where he rallies his nimbuses. What is he doing? Get out of there! Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. He noticed too late. There it goes. One nimbus gets shot down for no reason. And the artillery sentinel has actually cleared up a lot of the harassing forces Krux had over here. So that will restore Nobody Who Know's economy a little bit. Meanwhile, over here on the right, we do have harassment by a decent force of stalkers and hailstorms. If those hailstorms can get in close enough, looks like they don't even need to actually. They have one, and that extractor is going to get taken out. What's left of Nobody Who Know's army there is going to disengage. Small hub is now going up over here. Krux needs to start thinking about expanding out of his base, as he's still operating on only 4 refineries, and that's a little bit late in the game to be doing that. Of course, his opponent is operating on 4 refineries as well, and has been getting a lot of economic harassment. I think. There's 4 refineries, right? Yeah. Yep. This probably isn't going to happen. I don't think a single harvester is even going to make it to that extractor. There it goes. Wall going up as well to protect the extension when it completes. We've also got vision over here from Krux. He will be easily able to expand in the northwest if he chooses to do so. And a 5th refinery is about to complete in the human base, but this economic harassment is proving to be a serious problem. We do have 3 sites being produced over here, and Krux doesn't have any anti-air as far as I'm aware. But he's only got 4 air pads, so at any moment he's only going to have 4 sites. Nimbus is scouting the base, I think. Just flies right in, gets a good look at everything that's in here, although he's probably going to lose it to that AA Sentinel. Maybe? No, it does get clear just in time. And the 5th refinery is about to complete. Krux has a huge army massing in his base. This could be the one that ends the game if he utilizes it correctly. And these extractors just have no chance of bringing in any actual income. Krux's harassment in the harvester lines is shutting it down completely, and a refinery is going up here in the southeast. Gladius has been produced and making its way out of the human base, but it's going to get taken out here easily. And Nimbuses continue to circle looking for opportunities. He's only got 2. I don't think I've even seen him fire a single bomb yet. Just seems to be using them to scout, really. I guess they just dropped bombs. I don't even know what it was on. Here comes Krux's main army, making its way towards the human base. He will be able to pick up this extractor easily. I'm not even sure where some of those harvesters are going. Stalkers continuing to keep the human contained, picking off extractors one by one, macroing up even harder here in the southeast, throwing up another refinery. Meanwhile, there are extractors up here, and the human's just using his monitors to just try and sneak extractors in various locations, and he just completed the Harvester Stealth upgrade. If you were paying attention to the mini-map, you probably saw a lot of little dots just disappear. So Krux will have to get stealth detection, or just destroy the extractors outright, which it looks like he's planning to do to keep them at bay, and he's doing an excellent job of containing that human economy. He's trying to be sneaky about those extractors, but it really obviously just is not working at all. And this small force of stalkers will pretty much be all that's required to get those extractors cleaned up here in the north. That refinery just completed. And these refineries here in the southeast will definitely also give Crux's economy a huge boost, and he's probably going to need to start thinking about even more production. We actually have a large hub going up here in Crux's base, which could mean a Hand of Rook, although I'd be honestly extremely surprised since I don't think I've ever seen him build one. So he's probably just going to use that to hold factories. He's got a huge army making its way towards the human base, though, and I don't even think that NobodyYouKnow is going to be able to hold this at bay. Krux has a pretty nice amount of cloud bursts in the mix there. Stalker's moving in to take out the AA turrets, doing a lot of damage. That's going to go down very soon. And apparently he's building air pads. I don't really expect that to succeed. These scythes are pretty much going to have one payload, and then they're going to go down. They're actually getting taken out by the cloud bursts. Everything is falling apart for the human here. I don't really see how he's going to shut down this push. Conduit's about to get taken out. And there it goes, although he actually still has power through the factories. So that didn't actually depower him. He would need to like hit a more forward conduit like this one. And Crux's whole army is actually just going to go down to sentinels. So that didn't quite go as well as it could have. But I'm pretty sure Krux wasn't even paying attention to that engagement for the latter half of it, as he's worrying about what he's going to do next. Has even more refineries going up in expansions, and even bigger waves of troops making their way towards the human base, and air, artillery, tank, and stealth, and 2 large factories. I don't know, maybe he is making a Hand of Rook. I mean, I don't think so, but maybe. Factories aren't producing anything yet. Scythe and AA turrets take down a Nimbus that gets a little too close, and Krux is about to make another big push here, mostly Stalkers, to take out turrets. Anti-Heavy Sentinel will go down. Second Anti-Heavy Sentinel will be soon to follow. And now there really is going to be pretty much nothing that the human can do to survive this. GG, well played, and Krux wins!